how to create a bootable installer for macOS, and how to do a complete clean install. Now, when installing a clean copy of macOS, I like to look at this as a four-step process. Number one, you're going to want to download the macOS you wish to install. Number two, we're going to back up any existing files that we have on our current system because we will not be getting those back after this clean install. Number three, we're going to make a bootable USB drive with macOS on it. And finally, we're going to delete the hard drive on our Mac and do a clean install of our new macOS. So let's go ahead and download our new macOS operating system. You can do this one of two ways. Go to the App Store here and search for the current macOS. In this case, it's macOS Catalina for me. And we have it right here. Click on it and click Get. It will begin downloading. Alternatively, you can go to System Preferences and go to Software Update. And you can also download it from here if you have not upgraded yet. And you can see it's about 8.2 gigabyte download. So we'll let that go. Now, it goes without saying that when we're doing a clean install of macOS, we're going to want to back up any files that we may wish to bring with us. I recommend doing a time machine backup. In this case, I have a 1 terabyte drive here I'm going to use, and this allows me to go back, actually get files that I never even thought of preserving. Maybe there's a Final Cut Pro generator or something, and it is a little more tricky. As you can see here, it's not the same clean screen, but it does pop up here, and we go to the Mac Pro. We have all the dates here of the backups, but we can go right in here and you can see everything from your documents to your downloads to your desktop. You can go ahead and click on desktop. Maybe there was a picture you left there. You can go ahead and see it here, and you could just drag it right on over if you wish. But more importantly, we can actually go back to the library folder and something like application support, and then go down to Final Cut here, templates, and then actually see like effects or generators that we may have left and forgot about. These things you don't remember when you do a backup, but it's handy to have this to easily go back and grab that stuff. You might be, oh shoot, I forgot a generator. What was that? You can easily get it back, or at least see what it was with a backup. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and check in on our download here. We got macOS Catalina sitting here. It's completely done downloading. So we're going to want to go ahead and make a USB bootable disk drive. Now for this, I do have a 16 gigabyte PNY drive. Remember, this version of macOS is just over 8 gigabytes, so we're going to need a bigger drive than that. So let's go ahead and stick the drive into the laptop here. And we can see here mounted up. In my case, it's named Callisto, which makes no difference because we're going to have to reformat it in the disk utility. So let's go ahead and launch disk utility here. And we're going to want to click on the drive. Let's go ahead and click erase. And we're going to want to rename it to My Volume. Format macOS Extended Journaled and Guide Partition Map. Then click erase. And that'll start doing its thing here. Now this will take some time. I sped it up here for time's sake. All right, it's all done here. So we're gonna go ahead and click done, and then we're gonna close out of disk utility. We don't need this anymore. And then we're gonna wanna open up terminal, and we're actually gonna have to enter this sudo command here. I'll put this link from Apple in the description. And in this case, we're gonna have to copy this Catalina. Right click copy, and then let's go ahead and open up terminal. And then we're going to do Command V to paste, click enter. Then we're going to type our macOS password to authenticate, hit enter. And now it says ready to start, type Y, and then enter again. And here we go, it's going to start erasing the disk and start installing macOS Catalina on that drive. Now this is going to take some time. I went ahead and sped this up for time's sake again. This is normal, it's going to take some time to do this. All right, making disk bootable, copying boot files, and now it says that it's installed. Let's go ahead and open up Finder, and there it is. Drive's there, and it says install macOS Catalina. So we're good to go there. So now we're gonna wanna go ahead and restart the system. So let's go to the Apple in the corner, and then go down to restart. And then we're going to want to get our hands in position on Command R because this is very important. We're going to want to enter the recovery. So we're going to hit Command R here on reboot. And this will take time to boot in. We'll just let it do its thing. Alright, here we go. We're in macOS utilities, and now we're going to go down to disk utility. Now this is actually where we're going to delete this drive. So if you haven't backed anything up, this is your last chance, because now we're going to delete the drive here. And now we're going to want to click on the internal macOS Mojave drive. In my case, it might be a different operating system for you. And then we're going to click erase. And then we're going to rename it to the new operating system. In my case, macOS Catalina. Format APFS. And then click erase. And again, this will take you some time. I'm just going to go ahead and speed through this. Alright, like so. Now we're done. We're going to go ahead and click done. And then we're going to want to exit out of disk utility over here. So we're going to go up to disk utility and then quit disk utility. And now we're going to want to go back up to macOS utilities and then quit out of here as well. And now it's going to ask for a startup disk. Let's just go ahead and choose the drive we just made. And let's click restart. It's going to take some time to boot up again. I fast forward for time's sake. Going to bring us into macOS recovery and then bring back up the disk utility. This time it's going to show Catalina as install macOS here. Before it just showed Mojave, now it shows Catalina. So let's click that, click continue. And here we go, install macOS Catalina. Let's go ahead and click continue. And agree to the terms, of course. Agree. And now we're going to select our newly formatted drive, our macOS Catalina drive we just made. Select that, click install. And now we are installing the new operating system fresh on our drive. This is actually going to take some time. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through this for time's sake. Alright, here we go. Now we can start setting up our system. Let's go ahead and select our country, click continue, set up our Wi-Fi, continue again. Now this is where you could transfer stuff, but we want a clean install, so let's just go ahead and click continue again. And then we're going to want to put our Apple ID in. And then it's going to ask you for your two-factor authentication if you have that set up. And then we're going to go ahead and agree to these terms. Agree again. And now we're going to actually make the account for the computer itself. Make your name and then make a password. And it's going to go on ahead and set up with iCloud. And now you can choose your setup here you wish to do. If you want to just get it done quickly, go ahead and choose the Express setup. I like to customize my settings myself, so I can go through and tweak them. We can do our Touch ID here. All this is pretty straightforward. Choose your look. I'm just going to go for auto here. Click continue. And it's doing the finalization setups. And here we go. We're booted in. Look at this. We can go to about this Mac. And bam, macOS Catalina 10.15.4. That's the newest one as I'm filming this. And we can see it worked. Everything's clean. Everything's going to be nice and snappy. A job well done. We can go ahead and check the storage, and we can see that there is a ton of storage, knowing that it's a fresh, clean install. All the garbage files are gone. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is a clean install of macOS, and we have a new system ready to go, and it will be blazingly fast.